Okay guys, welcome to bouncing ball procedure using Adobe Animate. It's interesting, it's simple. All you need to do is just focus. Actually, you need two things: focus, then a mouse. Focus, then a mouse. Let's go. All right. This is saying welcome to this basic class for Adobe Animate. Just to take you around the application. First, I'll load mine somewhere here. You can see it somewhere there. So I load it. Yeah, Adobe Animate is loading, and all we need to do today is basic. Just want to do a bouncing ball, not a bouncing away ball or a thrown bouncing away ball. Just bouncing ball like the basketball, going up and down, up and down. And interestingly, Adobe 2020 has balls on their opening page. Yeah, let's see. So once you load your Adobe Animate, it comes like this. What you will need for this exercise, simple exercise, but you need two major things. You need your focus. You need to focus, pay attention to every click you make, because Adobe Animate is fond of counting your clicks. One click you need to make undo, do undo to unmake a click. So you need to be very, very careful when you are doing this. You need, focus, concentration, which is still one. Two, you need a mouse. You must use a mouse or a tablet if you have, but mouse preferably. Your touchpad of the on laptop won't help you. It will just delay you, and the delay could turn to frustration. This is a simple task for anybody that is just beginning animation, and the procedure is simple. But first, let's dive into Animate. I would say File, New. As a beginner, just go with Full HD. Full HD, the settings are there: 1920, 1080. You will get to know all these details later, but let's go. Create. Okay, most of the time your application loads this way. You have your tool panel on your left side. Here you have your tool panel here, and you have your properties panel, library, color palettes, and others here. You can open it up by clicking on this expand panel, so it's always on. The other things which are primary for every application is this menu. Menus are here. You can see the menu: file, edit, view. You come back to that later, but for now, let's go into serious work to set up the interface, because if you don't know this interface, it becomes problem, and I don't want this to be difficult for you. First, you have your stage, which is the white area, and you can always put your stage to fit in window all the time, like this. Fit in window all the time, so you can see everything you're doing. If you can do this, it will be easy for you. The stage up and the bottom part, this bottom part is a timeline. The timeline and the stage, they share different menus, and all you need to do is to connect both of them. What you're doing here happens here, and what you move here happens here. This needs your undivided attention. So if you have people to attend to, please attend to them now and let them be on their own. don't do anything on your phone either. You need to be observant. Anything that moves, anything that changes, try to, follow through. So we go by working on a bouncing ball. So first thing to do is to look for the tools. It's a ball. So this tool that is oval tool will be our tool to use. How do you use it? You click on it, you come, not drag, you just come to the stage and you draw an old shift on the keyboard. Shift on the keyboard so it can be perfect circle. If you are not holding shift, it becomes oval, and that is not what you want. This is not a ball. If you have this, you can undo, go back. Okay, selected, you don't need to do much. Then I noticed something that it has outline, and I don't want this to have outline. If yours have outline like this, it has outline, you need to remove this outline. This stroke, you can come to the stroke, select it, and come to none. None is, this icon here. Click on it, you can come to none. You can leave your fill color as any color of your choice. Though me, I prefer some kind of bluish color. Take it and come back to the stage. Hold shift, not control, shift, and I'll draw just something basic like this. Make sure you release your hand from the mouse first. Release your fingers from the mouse before releasing your finger from the keyboard, shift on keyboard. Once you do that, I can see this looks very basic and okay. Go back to selection tool. You'll be going back and forth, from the tools here, and probably from the properties and library, but please pay attention. This is a ball. This is fine, a circle, and a perfect circle for that matter. You can position it, just position it at the center somewhere there. Won't be bad, because it's going to be bouncing down, from up down. While we do that, you see the layer that is available is layer 1. If you blind it somewhere here, you see that the blue on the stage is gone, meaning our blue circle is on layer 1. Listen again, our blue circle is on layer 1, and that is what we are working with. For now, that is the only object we have and the only layer we have. The next thing to do is to convert this to symbol. Listen, every object you make on Adobe Animate must be converted to symbol. Every object you make must be converted to symbol if you want the anime to flow. So to convert to symbol is right click. With selection tool, you're on selection tool, you come to the object, right click, convert to symbol. Most likely it will be these settings, and I will say leave it, but name what you are doing. Give it a name. This is a ball. So my name is Ade. I will name it Ade Ball. Something like this. No space. Just Ade Ball. The registration, I can leave the registration this way, and I will say leave your registration for as a basic beginner. Leave your registration this way, and if it's on this side, make sure you come back and click the center. Leave your registration that way. I'm going to give the layer the same name, Ade Ball. Now that the ball is set, we've named it, the next thing is to create a layer for the floor. You create a layer, come to layer, on the timeline, This is the icon to create layer. Click on it. It's up. Double click. Name it is a floor. Then you can drag it because it can't be above the object. It's meant to be below. So you can drag it down. Click and drag, and voila, you have it there. While you are still on the floor, you can draw it now. Come to rectangle tool, because floor probably will be rectangular for now. Just for this, don't do too much. Drop it like that. It can go, wide over the stage. It's okay. It's going to be static anyway, so you can change the color by coming to selection tool, come back to it, then you can change the color here, select, and let's make it like something orangish like that. Okay, I hope you understood how we brought this out and it's permanent. Just your screen will probably start like this, so you click this to say expand panel. All the panels are up. Property is most important. Let it just stay there. So you select this and it's on. You can change the color from here and you are okay. For now, that is all we need for setting up the stage for a bouncing ball. Now that you've done all these tasks, all you need to do now is to save, to protect all this your work. It might seem very minimal, but if you don't save and you do it over and over again, you get frustrated. And I don't want you to get frustrated. So let's save. Ctrl S on your keyboard. Good. Or you come to File. Then you see Save. Save or save as for the first time, but save will just do. You can save it. I have plenty other files there, but to identify my file now is ADOBE, and I'm going to leave it at that. ADOBE. I'm going to go into the floor, expand the floor on the timeline. Now, as I said, timeline, this timeline, according to its name, it calculates time. It gives you time. It expresses time. It makes you know the duration you want to work with. We've chosen 30, frames per second. But this animation we are making will only be in 60 frames. Just 2 seconds. Then the 2 seconds can loop forever. So it's going to be a looping, play. All this I will explain later, but just follow as I'm mentioning the terms. So on the floor layer, if you check, there are 2 layers there. If you check from here and there, we have 1 layer, 2 layers. These layers can be as many as your objects are. But for now, we're doing 2. And watch. Floor layer, on the floor layer, I'm going to go to frame 60. Right click on it and I'll do insert frame. Watch, insert frame. Insert frame. And this will happen. Don't panic, but watch. You now have a white bar from frame 1 to frame 60. Okay, when you have set up everything like this, you have saved, everything is looking this way. You have your ball positioned, the floor is there, you've done the 60 frame, you've done 60 frame for the floor. All you need to concentrate on is the ball. You come to the ball, select it, go to the free transform tool, because you need to set the anchor. The anchor is where you want your object to move from or to contact from. So the contact, well, like the fulcrum, the movement point and the contact point to another object. As a ball, ball will not bounce and bounce with the top. It will bounce from this bottom to bounce on the floor at this bottom. So we're going to move our anchor point, which is this white dot. This white dot, very important. Please watch this white dot. Every object you create and it is not there, know that object is not functional. That is why you must convert every object to symbol. You must convert every object to symbol. So you have it, is there. It's usually at the center. You are the one that will position it to where you. So if I want this ball to bounce on the right side, I will drag it here. If I want the ball to bounce, on the left side, I'll drag it there. If I want it to bounce bottom, because it's bouncing ball at the bottom. And you save. Please remember to save all the time. Now that I have saved, I can quickly just go to 10, frame 10, right click, insert keyframe. Not insert frame, insert keyframe. There are two different commands. Insert keyframe. Keyframe is the Baba, the chairman, the king of animation. Keyframe. And some motion pictures, videos, is keyframe. Frames are like in between of keyframes. But let's go, you get to know all those later. So you can see at 10 I did keyframe, at 60 I did frame. And if you check at 10 there is a black dot, just like frame 1 of each layer. The ball layer has black dots, the floor layer has black dots at frame 1. Frame 10 you have black dots for ball, nothing for floor. Floor just grows bam to frame 60, and even at 60 there's no black dot. You can see no black dot. Oh, you can see it's just a black marking, tiny marking, which your frame 9 too has. If we zoom in to, you'll be able to see that the frames actually count itself. Okay, it's frame 9, you can see frame 10, you can see frame 1. But I will go back to the default zoom, which is this. This is good enough, but if you have sight problem, you can adjust it this way. We can move on from there. So frame 10, keyframe. After the keyframe, you can bring it down, the ball down at frame 10. You can use shift to be faster, but you need to be careful because you just want it to contact. You don't want it to enter the floor. And if you are not sure, you can zoom. You can take the zoom for the stage is up here. The zoom for the timeline is down here. Let's go. Fit is in 50 now. That's 15. So all we need to do is 200. 200, you can scroll up and you can see I actually get it. At times it might be inside this way and you will not know. So that's why you need to confirm. If it's good enough, great. Yeah, I think it's good like that. I can save now and go back to fit in window, and we are like this. We're good like this. You go back to frame 1, you see the ball is up. Frame 10, the ball is down. And we have set our anchor point. which is very important. Very important. So all we need to do is select frame 10, over to frame 1, hold shift on your keyboard and click on frame 1. You will see a bluish selection on frame 1 to 10. Good. If you click outside, you see it's cleared. It will be cleared. You need to be careful. Make sure you just stay on 10, go to 1, hold shift, click, and everything is selected neatly. If you know how to drag, just click on 10 and drag to 1. That's why you need mouse. You need mouse. Very important. You can from frame 1 drag to frame 10. And be careful, don't go and drag everything. If you drag and select this way, is wrong. Focus on 10 to 1. Frame 10 selected, go to frame 1, hold shift, click, you have blue selection. That's all we need. Right click on the blue selection. As the selection is right clicked, come to create classic twin like this. Classic twin, select it and try to drag the playhead and see what plays. You see it has come down. The frame 1 was up before, but because of the effect of the classic twin, the twin effect has actually brought them together, created what we call in-betweens. You didn't draw this in between, it happens itself, and that is how to bring the ball down. The next thing, as I said, try to save. You can still go back to click on save again if I'm not sure, but if you are sure, yeah, it's okay. And so what we need to do next is to repeat this. You see it's down, now it needs to go up, and we are working with frame of tens. It comes out in frame 10, so it's going to go up in frame 20. To fill them is simply copy and paste. The same selection procedure. Click on 10, over to 1, hold shift on your keyboard, click on 1, right click on the selection, copy frame. And you can see copy frame is not Ctrl C on this program. No, mostly on editing program or animation program, you have Ctrl Shift C, you have Ctrl Alt Shift C to copy, and almost the same, so you need to be careful. Don't just quickly do Ctrl C and copy and be no. Always look for the command, look at the commands before you. So to copy is Ctrl Alt C, to paste is Ctrl Alt V. So we are copying now. We go copy, and we are working with the frames of tens to repeat. So we are in 10, we are going to 20, right click, paste frame. We go to 40, paste frame. We are left with just 10 frames. From here, you don't need to do much. All we need is just 10 frame. So the 10 frame will go to frame 1. Frame 1, right click, copy frame, and frame 60, go to frame 60, paste frame. Bam. What we've done here is a great procedure that needs practice. It's called looping. This play will play forever without break. And voila, that is it. You can save and practice this over and over again. And if you want to preview, the preview is simple. Just hold Control on your keyboard and press enter. It will quick render and preview for you. And if it's not showing properly, there's a gray, you can see this gray bar here. Just double click on it, everything comes in and you can see. Our next meeting, which is part 2 of this, I'll see you guys, where we'll give it flesh. We will make it look 3D. We'll have some gradients so it looks 3D, and we can stretch and squash so the bounce looks real. See you in the next meeting.